What up, guys? Today we're looking at Kraglin, but let's look at this box. So for the left corner, you get Marvel Legends series. For the right corner, you get Build a Figure Marvel's Cosmo. For the top of the box, you get the Guardians logo. For the front of the box, you get Kraglin, the figure himself. Then you get Kraglin right there. Then you get Kraglin in the background for the artwork. And then for the bottom of the box, you get Marvel Studios Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. For the side of the box, you get the Guardian ship. Then you get Kraglin for the artwork again. Then you get Marvel Legends series. For the other side of the box, you get Build a Figure Marvel's Cosmo. Then you have the figure Cosmo right there that looks super good. Can't wait to build him. For number 1, you get Drax. For number 2, you get Marvel's Mantis. For number 3, you get Marvel's Nebula. For number 4, you get Marvel's Rocket. For number 5, you get Adam Warlock. For number 6, you get Kraglin. And for the back of the box, you get Marvel Legends series. For the left corner, for the right corner, you get Kraglin. You get Build a Figure Marvel's Cosmo. Then you get the buff piece right there. Then you get Kraglin's accessory, which is a knife. Then you get the figure Kraglin right there. But now let's crack this thing open. Here's Kraglin's accessories plus the Build a Figure piece. For his first accessory, you get Arrow with some nice sculpted detail. Looks nice. With a nice orange translucent trail. Looks nice. For his second accessory, you get a knife. It has some nice silver on it right there. That looks good. Or is that a gray? I think that's more of a gray. Then you get the nice brown on it. That looks good. Then he comes with Cosmo's right leg, I think. But you get some nice sculpted wrinkles, lines. Looks good. You get a red stripe. That looks nice. Then you get a red square right here that's nicely painted. Then you get some more wrinkles and lines that are sculpted in. That looks good. Then the paw has some sculpted nails on it. And that is it for looking at Cosmo's leg and Kraglin's accessories. And here is Kraglin outside the box. But now let's look at him. And for the face, I think it looks like Kraglin. Looks good. You get some nice painted facial hair on the face. The eyes are nicely painted. They're a little looking off to the right a little, but oh well. Then you get some nice painted scars on his face above the eyebrow, and there's one up below the eye. They look really realistic. Then for his fin, you get some nice sculpted detail on the sides of it that look good. And it's done in a nice red, and I like how they sculpted like the headpiece right here, the skin, like it's going up, like it's been growing. Then going down to his like stomach area, the arrow holder is it is done in a nice brown color right here. They have some like nice sculpted detail right there. Looks good. Then for like the, I don't know what you call this, like the strap area, it almost looks like, is done in a nice blackish grayish, and it has some nice sculpted detail. Looks good. Then for the knife holder, it is done in a nice brown color, and you get some nice like sculpted detail under the arm as well right here. Looks good. Then you get some sculpted lines on the back of Kraglin. Looks good. Then you get a nice sculpted wrinkle right here. Looks good as well. Then for the collar piece of Kraglin, you get some sculpted wrinkles. Then for the inner shirt piece right here, you get some nice sculpted wrinkles as well. Then you get a nice sculpted zipper going down to Kraglin's side area. Then you get some nice sculpted lines right here with some wrinkles. Then you get like some stitching sculpted in right here going down to the leg. That looks good. Or it like starts in the armpit area, then goes down to the leg. Then for Kraglin's side, you get some more sculpted lines. And for some reason, they did this like hideous line thing right here. For some weird reason, where the plastic goes together. Same thing for this side. But this side is way worse. Then for Kraglin's shoulder pad thing, you get some nice sculpted lines. And it has some nice black outer line or outline. Looks nice. And it has some nice sculpted wrinkles and lines right there that look good. Then going down to his or back to the torso area, you get some more sculpted lines going down and some wrinkles right there that are sculpted in that look good. Then for his arms, you get some nice sculpted texture in there with some nice sculpted buttons. Then you get some nice sculpted detail right here that looks good. Then the hands have some nice sculpted knuckle guards. The fingers are nicely sculpted as well. You get some wrinkles on the gloves that look good. The thumbs have some nice red paint to them. Then for the other arm, you get like this shoulder guard. I think it would be a shoulder guard, yeah. Then you get the Guardians logo sculpted in there, looks good. Then it has some nice sculpted material on it, looks good. Same thing right here, and it's done in a nice silver color. Then the wrist guard thing right here is done in a nice silver color, looks good as well. Then you get some nice sculpted straps right there and wrinkles. Then you get another strap sculpted right there. Then going down to the legs, you get some nice sculpted wrinkles. You get some sculpted wrinkles on the knees. Then you get like this sculpted piece right here that looks good. I don't know what this is called, but it's like a line, like a U, and a button right there that's sculpted in. Then going to the like leg area right here, you get some sculpted lines. Then you get some sculpted wrinkles for the back of the legs. Then going to the boots, you get some nice red paint on them that looks good. And it has some nice sculpted lines in there. Then you get some nice sculpted straps on the boots with some wrinkles and some lines on the inner boot area, or the inner boot area. Then for the feet, you get some nice red paint. Then you get some sculpted wrinkles that look good. Or is that a line? I think that's, you can kind of see it's like a, kind of like a V. There's wrinkles, but that's like a line, I think. Then the red on this side's like a little sloppy. This side's like a lot nicer. But for the back of the boots, you get sculpted lines on, yeah, lines. Then for the bottom of his feet, you get some peg holes. Then for the side of his boot, you get some sculpted detail that looks good. Then that is it for looking at Kraglin. And for Kraglin's articulation, he looks that far down, or he barely looks down. Then he looks that far up. You get little head tilt. His head does a 360. Arms go that far out. You get the arms to do a 360. Or they do a 360. You get arm swivel. You get hand swivel. Hands go that far in. They go that far out. You get double jointed elbows. And that's pretty good. For the diaphragm, he does go to the right that far. Then he goes to the left. If I can get it to, goes to the left that far. You get swivel for the diaphragm. For the diaphragm ab crunch, he doesn't go forward at all, or he barely does. But then he can go that far back for the ab crunch diaphragm. Then for his legs, he can kick that far forward, then kicks that far back. You get thigh swivel. You can do the splits, and dang, that is pretty good for a male character. Then he gets double jointed knees. Then you get foot swivel. Then his feet can go that far down and that far up. And that is it for his articulation. And for Kraglin's knife, all you do is you just put it in like that, like so, and then there you go. Kraglin with his arrow, and here's Kraglin next to Yondu, and it looks like they used like kind of the same arrows. It's just this one is more of a translucent orange, and this one's like a darker translucent orange. And for the fins, Yondu's just has some orange paint in it, and his is just red. And I guess I was kind of right. The legs and boots and arms are reused on Kraglin. The only thing that is new on Kraglin is the torso and this shoulder pad area. But other than that, Kraglin is completely reused. And here's Kraglin next to the other figures I have reviewed in this wave so far, which is Drax, Adam Warlock, Star-Lord, Mantis, and now Kraglin, Nebula, Rocket, and Groot. Alright guys, that is it for this review today, guys. I'll appreciate if you guys hit the big red thumbs up button. Comment down below what figures you guys would want me to review next. And also, comment down below, what do you guys think about this Kraglin figure? Would you guys rather have this Kraglin figure or a new Gamora figure? I personally wanted a new Gamora figure, but this Kraglin figure is also super cool too, and we don't have a Marvel Legends MCU Kraglin figure. This is the first Kraglin figure we have ever got in Marvel Legends. But I'll see you guys next time.